Hey, and welcome to Matt and Jess TV. I am Matt Roach.
And I'm Jessica Bun Bun.
This is our preview for Only Murders in the Building Season 5. Everything you need to know about this upcoming season with our beloved Arconia trio. We are so excited to get back into this show again.
Welcome, everybody. We are so happy to be back covering one of our absolute most favorite shows to cover here at the channel. Even though this season a little bit bittersweet because we lost Lester, who is somebody that we just love so much. And I know that the fandom loves him too. And I mean, I will say the only good thing about it is that we should be having lots of good Lester flashbacks this season. And I mean, we've always gotten little bits of him here or there, but I feel like because this is about him that we will get more of him.
That is exciting. That is hopeful. I mean, as some of you know, we have loved Teddy Kaluka, who plays this character ever since he was Brimley on the Blacklist, bringing in all these weird animals. And it's just like, he's such a good actor.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a really fun mystery because just based on the information that's out there, what's been in the trailer, a lot of these little details, it feels like this season, perhaps more so than any other, is going to dive into the world of the wealthy, the history of New York, like all these relationships that have been built up over the years, and how can Oliver, Mabel, and Charles really like sink their teeth into this.
And what I really like about that is that we are diving more into New York, because while we have our trio that's always, you know, out here solving the murders, the Arconia itself is a character for me, and I think for a lot of other people out there, and New York as the city. And for the past couple seasons, they have been kind of moving around. There's been a little LA in here and different boroughs and all of that, but like the Arconia, to have it be Lester back in the building. I mean, it really does feel like New York needs to be part of this in a really big way. And it couldn't be more fitting that it's for Lester.
Yeah, it really feels great. I hope that this is a chance that, you know, obviously we're going to see some of our Arconia favorites here or there throughout the season, but I want to see, you know, bring me Gut Milk Lady, you know, bring me a lot of Uma, like bring me, I need all of
Howard.
the, yeah, like we really need a lot
some
of
of our Westies.
Please,
the Westie besties, you know, gonna come back.
Okay, so we have a lot to talk about here. We'll get into all these different guest stars, what this case could be all about, but before we do, be sure to hit that subscribe button because we want to be here with you, fellow sleuths, as we all go through Only Murders in the Building Season 5. We will have multiple videos every single week, reviews, previews, theories. And by subscribing, you just make sure that you don't miss out on any of this. And we love having you be part of the discussion.
Absolutely. We have multiple videos here. We are your one-stop shop for all things Only Murder once again. So hit that subscribe button and stick with us. And if you want to talk to us further about Only Murders in the Building, we have a Patreon set up. And over there, we're having more discussions and polls and all kinds of fun stuff going on over there. I will have that link for you down in the description.
Thank you guys so much for your support there. We really appreciate that.
Okay. September 9th, mark your calendars, is coming up very, very, very soon. Next week, we are almost here. There are going to be 10 episodes this season, and they are dropping 3 at once, so we can really get a feel for everything.
Yeah, I am a little bit on the first 3 episodes at once, if I'm being totally honest.
Yeah, we're not the biggest fans of when they drop a bunch all at once. It will be 1 a week after that, but it always makes the seasons just feel like so much shorter.
Yeah, like I'll allow 2. Like 2 is okay. I know it's been a long wait. You want to get people excited, but it's just like 3. Come on, guys. Like let's let this linger. Okay, here's at least a tiny bit of good news. Nobody is out here saying that this is the final season, which has been terrifying me for the better part of like the last 4 months.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge show with a star-studded cast. It would be really shocking to me if they all of a sudden at the end of the season was like, we're done. Like, I feel when it is the final season that they will tell us.
The only thing that's made me worried as of late is just that Steve Martin has said that once he's done with this show, that he's just retiring and that he's not really seeking out roles. Maybe he'll do something if somebody really comes to him with it. But that doesn't mean that he has to retire right now. You can take your time with this, Steve.
Yeah, he has said that, and he has said that before, that this is going to be the end of the road for him. That is fine, but he's not at the end of the road yet. He still seems to be enjoying it. The stories are good. The mysteries are great. I mean, this season, I can't even imagine how good it's going to be. The cast for this season,
yes,
it is wild.
Wild. Okay. Well, let's just set the table really, really quickly. For the end of this past season, we saw Lester, unfortunately, in the fountain. That scene made me extremely upset, especially because going into it, I was riding high on this idea that Lester was like this big bad who has been hinted at since the very start of the show.
Yeah, I mean, it was really shocking to see him go out like that. That, like, it felt very purposeful. So the fact that there's this, that's, this death is going to be ruled accidental. How are you accidentally in the fountain like this? This does not look like an accident. How does that happen to you?
I don't know. Are you eating a bagel and you trip and you hit your head on the fountain and you magically land that way? Like, that doesn't feel possible.
No, it doesn't look like an accident. It doesn't feel like an accident. So I'm already tinfoil hatting, like, who says this is an accident, and whose pocket are you in that you are saying that this is an accident? Whoever the detective is that is on this, it's like, it's an accident. Yeah. They have got to be in somebody's pocket. And the pocket of the person who murdered my Lester.
That's right. Like, okay, we are screaming cover up here from every corner of the universe. I think what's going to be fun, seemingly, and this is just based on the trailer, that the trio, they're first and foremost going to have to prove that this is even a murder before they can then go into, okay, well, here are some of the suspects, because it is a situation where I feel like Lester's probably taken out because he knows too much about something, whether it's something that he has found out recently, or there's just like a secret buried deep into the past that something has suddenly come up that's making a very dangerous person worried.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, for a while we did think the 6th Avenue slasher maybe tied into that. Maybe something mob. We're not sure.
Yeah, like, I mean, there are certainly mob vibes around parts of this season. Like, that feels very much clear, which, I'll admit I'm a tiny bit worried about, just because, like, that's not my favorite sort of programming. I'm not usually all about that motif.
Mob stories are one of my least favorite stories. However, I have open mind here.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of this is ultimately going to be connected in some way to what has happened to the seemingly gone dry cleaning king of New York here, Nick, who's seemingly played by Bobby Cannavale, a really, really good actor.
Yeah, he's great.
So I feel like this is all going to tie in somewhat in that, okay, you don't become the dry cleaning king of New York overnight here, right? Like, he's probably been around a very long time. Lester has probably done some business with him himself over the years. You got that Arconia uniform. Like, that's got to be dry cleaned, right?
It also has to be a cover-up for something else. They got to be laundering something else over there besides clothing.
Do you have more than a tinfoil hat on at this point? Do you have, like, bracelets?
I'm just so ready for this season.
I know. No, but I do think all of this is very much connected, and it's all even tied into, we saw Téa Leoni briefly last season playing Sophie, and it seems like she is going to be back. Like, that seems to be a lot of the crux of this season. But then you can bring in some other people who have also presumably been tied to New York City for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Nathan Lane, with that in mind, is coming back here as Teddy Demas. It's been a minute since we've had him on screen on the show.
Yeah, not wearing any sort of prison jumper. It's going to be really nice to have him back, honestly.
Yeah. And I don't think it's that hard to stretch. Like, okay, is he connected in some way to what's going on here? Because this is somebody who has lived in the Arconia a long time, has had a long-standing business empire of his own in the city. Like, I'm already pegging it right now that, he might not be the killer, but there's going to be at least 2 episodes of Oliver freaking out over this possibility, just because he is still bitter about everything with Teddy in the past.
There will absolutely be an episode this season. I feel it in my bones that we are looking at Teddy, but it is not Teddy.
Yeah, I don't think it's Teddy. I think it's probably someone new, but this is still a chance to bring in a lot of the old favorites who have been around a while. Divine Joy Randolph will be back as Detective Williams. I believe in you. You're not behind any sort of cover up here.
No.
You are the one nice detective in the world of Only
That's right.
Murders in a
That's
Building.
right.
We also, speaking of Westy Besties, as you mentioned
Yep.
earlier, Richard Kind is going to be coming back here, who we absolutely love.
I'm so excited that this wasn't like just a one and done, that the Westy Besties are just gone and none of them are going to be back at all. If you're going to bring me one back, this is the one for me.
Okay, and here's where we have, another tinfoil hat or a tinfoil vest or
Oh.
whatever. Okay, so if you really dive deep back into the Teddy backstory here, like it was mentioned many, many seasons ago, once upon a time, he tried his hand at acting. Richard Kind's character here has also tried his hand at acting. And you know who else has been a struggling actor in New York City a long time?
Yep.
Loretta, and Meryl Streep is coming back as well.
Yes, and I mean, of course she's coming back. I
Yes.
mean, Oliver, how is she not coming back?
I was just very worried that she was just going to go film whatever the name of that show is. That's too long to remember at this point. They said they were filming it on the other side of the world. I'm thrilled that she's back. We're going to have all this romance and fun, but I think what makes all this interesting, like just from the names alone that we brought up so far, all of these characters have these interesting connections that are possibly there that really haven't been explored that much on the show before.
We're also going to have 3 brand new big names coming to the show that are going to be playing 3 of the world's richest people. And if you are going to be looking into New York and diving deeper into New York, you need to have some wealthy people here.
You've got Logan Lerman, who I think, I've already seen theories out there, could this be a Mabel love interest or whatever?
Oh, please let it go.
I don't know. It's possible, but Logan Lerman's here. You have Christoph Waltz, who I'm Christoph Waltz, and I am so excited to get Christoph Waltz. I'm gonna have so much fun with him, and then Renee Zellweger as well. So you've got 3 very, very big names playing very wealthy people, and once again, they might have had business interest in either the dry cleaning king or whatever other business ventures that you might have been suggesting earlier on.
Please don't let Logan come in and be a love interest. Can we just have more time here where Mabel doesn't have a love interest? Her story is so much better when they're not we don't know what to do with Mabel. She's hooking up with this person. She's in a relationship with this person. Now she's with just stop it. She has so many other things going on the show, and she's been struggling a lot to try to figure out her place and what she wants to do and what she's going to have happen with her career, where she's going to live, all these different things. She doesn't need a love interest.
No, I don't think so either, especially because, we already have romance thanks to Oliver and Loretta. So it's that has already been checked off here.
Yeah, we do not need another Robert Taubert out here. We're good.
Also, I just feel like season 4 was one of Selena's best seasons, and there was less romance. I just feel like her comedically has come more and more into her own, and I think this is a chance to really allow her to have some fun. Speaking of fun, though, here's how big this investigation may end up going. We've already talked about, okay, how are we going to throw as many important people into the cauldron as possible? Here are all these billionaires. We also have Keegan-Michael Key of Key and Peele coming in, who's apparently going to be the mayor.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is possibly a cover-up that's going up to all the highest levels of New York City.
Yeah, if the mayor is coming in, things are definitely raising up the ranks here, that this really is going to be about New York as well.
You also have a new bellman who's played by Jermaine Fowler, and I already feel really sad and torn up about this because it's you did nothing wrong, but every time I see you, I'm going to point at you and be like, you are not Teddy. I don't know if I can handle this.
I know, it's really difficult. I don't want to already be I just don't like you, but that's not true. I mean, it's just going to be really hard because I am so fond of Lester, but Lester is gone. And once I've accepted that and I've gone through my stages of grief, I'll be there with you.
All right, so we brought up early on in this video the big bad that may or may not have been Lester dating back to the very, very start of this show. It's no real word yet on this being brought up again, but I just feel like in season 4, we had the whole Melissa McCarthy episode, which honestly was one of the weakest episodes of the season last season. But that was when all of these pieces started to be connected again and like this larger mystery started to unfold. I feel like
with the note that I'm watching you with
Yes.
Jan, there is somebody that is the bigger bad of the whole show still.
Yeah, like, is this going to be brought up in season 5? Like, there's
Yes.
no. Oh, you're with yes.
Yes, they brought it up enough last season that I'm like, okay, they're really building up to something here.
I do agree they're building up to something here. I'm worried that they're just going to be like, we're just going to take our time and dilly-dally around. I think a lot of it comes down to, do you guys know if season 6 is going to be your last one or not? Like, I do hope they give us something. I feel like this mystery is just going to be whenever we do get the final season of this show.
Yeah, I think they're going to give us enough to play around with like they have over the seasons, especially last season. They gave us a lot of, way more information, especially with that note, that I do think that they're building up to it, but they're not going to give too much so that by the time they get to the last season, that's what it's going to be all about to me. That's what I feel. I already have my tinfoil hat on. I feel like it's going to be about whoever has been watching the building for all this time.
I'm just so happy the show is finally almost back and we can dive into all of it again with thoughts and theories. But we want to hear from you guys now. What are you most excited for entering Only Murders in the Building season 5? Is there a particular guest star? Do you have any early theories on what might have happened to Lester? Like, let us know all of this in the comments. Hit that subscribe button and support us further by joining our Patreon. That link is in the description below. Thank you guys so much for your support, and we'll see you here next time.